What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. Y'all hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. So, as I mentioned before, I'm at my mom's crib, and the bathroom has the best lighting at my mom's house. I don't have my ring light, but y'all know this content got to get made no matter where I am, right? I'm going to find where there's a will, there's a way. You feel me? So, anyway, last night I went live stream for the first time in a while, and I started talking about likability and the role it plays in getting further in life than you ever could imagine. You see, a lot of people think just having talent is good enough. Yes, you need talent to get into certain doors. But if you have talent and you're not a likable person, that door will eventually close. It will, no matter what people try to tell you. I promise you it will. And this video was inspired because yesterday I was watching this video from Comedy Hype. This video was 2 years old. Teddy Carpenter, funny dude, used to be on Def Comedy Jam back in the day. And he started to talk about getting blackballed in the industry. And he was describing certain things, and it seemed like he could be very obnoxious and very much of an asshole at times, and thinking he was too much of the shit all the time. And people were turned off by his personality. You know what I mean? And it stopped certain opportunities that he could have gotten because of how he came across. And I'm like, yo, a lot of people, there are talented people in this world, but if you're not likable, bro, people not gonna want to rock with you. Especially, let's just say if your talent deals with athleticism. In the athletics world, if you're an asshole, but you're a really great athlete, people will tolerate you up until the point where your athleticism starts to wane. When you start to tail off, now they wiping their hands with you because hey, listen, your production is dropping, it's over with now, right? Versus the athlete who may not be the most athletic, but is a solid player, pretty good player. They will keep him around for a while to be a good locker room guy, a good guy on the bench, on a basketball team, a good clubhouse guy, on a baseball team, to stick around because they are likable. People like being around them. They have positive energy. When they come around, they uplift the morale in certain places, not bring it down. That's important. I think about Corey Holcomb, Chicago brother, just like me, Southside Chicago brother. Corey is talented as all outdoors. Funny as hell, can crack some jokes that have you laughing. Corey cracked some jokes over the years. I still laugh at it like I laughed at it the first time when I hear it. For real to this day. But he's not a likable person. He's obnoxious. He's rude. When he fall out with you, he'll dirty mac on your name. He'll throw you under the bus. He'll let everybody know your business in the street as soon as he fall out with you. He falls out with nearly everybody he cool with. He can be very manipulative. He can be very what's the word I'm looking for? Vindictive. All of these type of traits that he got. He's funny, but he's nowhere he's supposed to be. He's not even to the level he's supposed to be at in mainstream industry because he's not a likable person. Now, as soon as people hear this, the comedian that's getting this said about them, they'll say stuff like, I never wanted to be mainstream. Stop lying. Yes, you did, right? And Corey has the talent to do that, but his personality has held him back a ton of times. There's been times where even Aries Spears has talked about, because I found when Aries was on Mad TV, he was hilarious to me. He was funny on there for real. Now I haven't watched a lot of Aries stand-ups like that. I would see a lot of impressions on the stand-ups, but on Mad TV, he was funny. Aries can come off very obnoxious at times, very rude a little bit at times, very disrespectful, very condescending at times, and it rubs people the wrong way, and that's why Aries probably hasn't gotten in certain doors that he probably would have liked to get into because he wasn't likable at times. Right? Matter of fact, when Aries was talking about Kevin Hart, and Aries was describing himself as 2 shots of Hennessy, and he described Kevin Hart as a Capri Sun, right? And he says, well, Kevin will play the game. He'll be cool with you, yada yada yada. He's good to be around. He's fun to be around. People like him. I'm paraphrasing, but he said those things, and the key word was likability. People like him. Yeah, I have not enjoyed Kevin Hart's stand-ups for the last few years. I have not, right? The earlier ones, at the beginning, I liked those. Before he really blew up, when he first, 2009, 2008, 2010, those stand-ups, I really liked those, right? I haven't really liked the other ones that came later on, But with all that being said, Kevin has reached pinnacles that a lot of other comedians funnier guys wish they could have gotten to. But some of these guys were assholes. They were assholes. For real. They was assholish in nature and all of that. And they couldn't get to certain levels because of the fact that they weren't likable. And Kevin is. Say what you want to say about him. He know how to make he's endearing to people. He's fun to be around. He's helpful to people. When he come around, they know he gonna be professional. He not gonna be late. He not gonna be rubbing people the wrong way. He not gonna be cussing folks out on set. And people can't get mad at Kevin for being that way. That's his personality. And if you feel like you're funnier than Kevin and you should be in that position, then hey, work on your personality, man. You can't walk around being an a-hole and think people just gonna show you love automatically all the time. And that's something that Aries Spears had to learn himself. So when he said Kevin's like a Capri Sun, everybody likes a Capri Sun, saying that, again, saying he was likable. That's what he said. I'm sorry. He said everybody likes a Capri Sun. Who doesn't like a Capri Sun? You know what I mean? And yeah, don't make fun of Kev. He said he respected Kev and it wasn't a shot, but it still can be interpreted as a shot. But you can't get mad at Kev because he's a likable person. Same thing with Cat Williams. Cat is funny as all outdoors, even though them last 3 comedy specials have not been good. I don't give a fuck what nobody talking about. Y'all come on here hollering up and down talking about them last 3 comedy specials were funny. They were not. They were not. And he did not capitalize correctly off of that interview he did with Club Shay Shay, in my opinion. Right? But he still had a great moment. And he was the talk of the town regardless. And he did capitalize because people still went to go see him, regardless if the comedy special was funny or not, right? But back to what I was saying. Cat Williams has had problems with Kevin Hart for years. To me, people don't want to acknowledge this because Cat is super funny and they love Cat. I've seen Cat talk about Michael Jackson, then take it back because of Janet Jackson, then come back and talk about Michael Jackson again in the Club Shay Shay interview, insinuating that Michael Jackson had a gay relationship with Chris Tucker, right? I've seen and heard about Cat having domestic disputes with women and all of that, and you know what I mean, doing certain things behind closed doors, where it'd probably be like, yo, he can be a person who could be hard to work with. Yes, Cat has put a lot of people on. Lunel, what's my man name? Red Grant. He's a fellow brother, Kappa Alpha Psi like me. Red Grant, he's put a lot of people in position out and he's helped a lot of people. But 2 things can be true. You can help people, you can be a funny comedian, but you also can be a person who is not a joy to work with behind closed doors, And when you're not a likable person, certain opportunities don't come to you in the mainstream world because you got a habit of cussing everybody out, snapping on everybody, calling folks out their name, disrespecting them when they haven't disrespected you. The same way he was disrespecting Martin for wearing a dress on Big Mama's house, in Big Mama's House 3. If you didn't want to wear the dress, just say you don't want to wear the dress. Don't throw shots at Martin when during that situation. But he threw shots at Martin for no reason because Martin ain't did nothing to him, right? So stuff like that, and when you rub people the wrong way at times, calling Jonathan Majors ugly, talking about dudes get the big face, ugly, light-skinned, ugly face, light-skinned girlfriend and all of that, big face, light-skinned girlfriend, he said, and Cat himself was running around with a big face, light-skinned girl named Hazel E. So, Cat doing all of that, I think his personality held him back from certain opportunities because behind closed doors on the set of these movies, he could have rubbed people the wrong way. And that happens. Same thing with Monique, right? Yes, I do believe there was some truth to some of the things that Monique was saying. And certain pay scale discrepancies between men and women and all of that. But Monique always, I'm going to say this. In my lifetime, I've been gifted. As I've gotten older, I've had good discernment. I can look at a person and tell when they're a shit starter. I can see what they talk about, how they talk, and I can identify a shit starter from a mile away. And I knew Monique was a shit starter. For real. As I say that with a roll of tissue thing behind me on the wall right there. But yeah, I can tell that. But yeah, man, I can identify that. I can see that a mile away. And so I think certain opportunities closed on her because Monique is not a likable person at times. She can be obnoxious, and you saw that with her interaction with her own son, how she was handling her interaction with her own son, and how she came across when talking about her son. You know what I mean? And how she was revealing all his business and let her daddy Sydney reveal certain business that he probably didn't even want public and all of that. So you can tell she can be a little obnoxious in her way, you know? My bad, y'all. So yeah, you can tell she could be a little obnoxious in her own way, man. And so when a person is like that, certain opportunities gonna close. And in comparison, if they're a likable person, they're gonna get more opportunities than others who are snark and nasty. Like my pops used to tell me this, man. In life, when I was coming up through high school, he used to tell me, you speak to the girl that you're not attracted to with the same energy that you speak to a girl that you are attracted to. Because people always remember how you make them feel. And if you make them feel horrible and disgusting, oh no, man, they ain't gonna rock with you, man. And when you get to at certain times, when you get to when an opportunity can come your way, and a woman that you treated bad because she may not be attractive to you, and she's in front of that opportunity, she's opening the doors to that opportunity, she could close it on you because of how you treated her, right? And also my dad just like, yo, don't be treating people wrong in life, man. That's just terrible. So I spoke to girls who I was attracted to and girls who I wasn't attracted to the same way. I hugged them the same way. Because, people are people, and people remember how you treat them. And when we get older, them people going to be in certain positions, and they going to remember, man, you treated me like I was nothing because you wasn't attracted to me. Girls can remember those type of things, man. So people got to remember that, man. But being likable goes a long way, and being likable opens doors that sometimes talent won't open doors for you. Excuse me. Being likable opens doors for you that talent won't at times. That's what I meant to say, right? And when your talent starts to wane, being likable keeps you around longer. When your talent starts to fall off in certain ways, being a likable person keeps you around and keep you getting money and keep you in good favor with people. You know what I mean? When you an a-hole and you talented, man, people don't want to deal with you when their talent wanes. And even the talent, sometimes it's just not enough. They just say good riddance because you're not a good person.